Hi everybody and welcome to this Pro and Expert Division General playthrough for the 6th anniversary 9-hole cup here on the channel. Please give me a thumb up if you don't mind, it helps me out a lot, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. It is totally free. Replays and adjustments to give you a general idea of the holes of all 9 holes that we'll be playing. They are across the classic courses that we've had from Golf Clash over the years, but some very good chances for drops nonetheless. Bear in mind you'll have to tweak the spins and the adjustments depending on what tournament wins you have, but these will give you a good refresh of your memory and a nice starting point to work out some routes that you may want to take. Let's get started with hole number 1. We do have some crosswind here, but there is also a headwind element on this hole. So once again, it is going to be the extra mile, and I'm playing with a power 2 ball here. So setting up with a red ring touching the rough on the left, plus 2 yards with extra mile level 8. Spin I'm using here, 4.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Adjustment max plus 10. Max plus 10. And even though the wind is going to push us into the left, because the fairway does slope from left to right, as we can see there, I still am going to use some curl to the left. Bounces very, very nicely, rolls through the shadows here, and we're looking for a distance of around 330 yards. Second shot, going to go with the rough bump. So I'm looking where maximum distance of my club is here, because that's the reference I'm going to use, depending where that max line is. Obviously, because we've turned the corner on the hole, we do have a crosswind now with a little bit of tailwind as well. Spin here, 4 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right. You may need to tweak it depending how you are with your drive, but either way, want to get the ball guide going to the hole on this one. Then we are going to adjust true club distance minus 10% elevation, and as an estimate it's going to be around mid distance, give or take a few slider percentages depending on how you are after your drive. So that will be my recommendation, play it minus 10. Bounces in the rough, and sadly just a little bit over adjusted here. The speed is very good, but just need to take 0.2 off the adjustment. 2 shots here on this par 3 to look at. First is the Goliath rough bump here. Can be a little bit glitchy here, so proceed with caution, but the reference is here just having all of the red ring inside the rough on the 3 points. Obviously if you've got different level Goliath, it will be slightly different ring sizes, but either way the bullseye is centered in between that rough patch. Playing with plenty of topspin here, getting the ball guide to the hole. Maximum distance 10% elevation is what I go with here. Does take us into the bunker, but that's still going to be okay. Like I said, had mixed results with this rough bump. It is worth a try though. Obviously if you don't want to risk a glitch roll or inconsistent roll, play the next option with sniper, but very close there, just burnt the left edge, takes a 90° and out with our max plus 10. Now we're going to take a look at the sniper option, and here going to play with a navigator ball and plenty of backspin. 6 bars backspin, good general guide here. We do have level crosswind, so I'm going to aim on the fringe, ball guide to the hole. Adjustment here, medium distance, 20% elevation. Medium distance, 20% elevation. Very good chance of getting this sniper shot to drop. If you have lower level sniper, obviously you can use Guardian. If you don't have all the backspin available, you can have a go with the Guardian instead. Perfect ball, bounces on the fringe, comes in very nicely, but again just needs 0.1 more, but a very good chance of a hole in one. And we do have some crosswind here with a little bit of tailwind as well. So half of the red ring inside the rough, plus 10 with the extra mile 8 will of course be plus 12 with the extra mile 6 or 7. 4.5 top spin, 2 left spin, and we just max plus 10. Max plus 10. We're going to go with a little bit of curl to the left, and then hopefully we're going to hit perfect, bearing in mind of course with the extra mile don't want to be hitting a hefty great left or great right, but perfect does very nicely. Here we want to get this little extra push on the roll here. Sometimes you can get a dead bounce, but most of the time you will roll very nicely to around 370 yards. and checking club distance here by finding where I am. Max distance is up there on the green, and then I estimate this to be in between medium and maximum distance of club. So I'm playing true distance of club here. A little bit of top spin needed, so about 0.2, 0.3 bars of top spin. Top of the white ring touching the rough line, and ball guide just going through the hole, because even with tailwind, this shot is played uphill. So, in between mid and max distance of club with 10% elevation. Straight pull, and then we are going to hit perfect. Very, very good chance of an albatross in this wind. And if you set up as shown, you are going to get close, or indeed, hopefully, in. Obviously, if you don't want to play aggressively with the rough bump here, then bounce over with the long iron with some left spin and left curl. Still a chance of a hole-in-one with that, but the rough bump is the best opportunity as long as the wind angle permits. Adding spin and lining up there, you want to look at the inner yellow ring being close to the rough line, ball guide to the hole. Here I play minimum distance, 5% elevation. Just bear in mind though, with this shot, if you do not adjust correctly, or if you do not compensate for either gaining elevation or losing elevation according to where you adjust to, you may plug yourself in the sand or fly the green completely. So for the drive here, I am going to use 6 bars of topspin. It does help greatly with this hole, especially for the second shot, but obviously if you don't have 6 bars of topspin, then play with 4.5. Aim in the centre of the strip of the fairway with your topspin and 3 bars side spin to the right, which is why I'm using a kingmaker. Now we are going to go with 1 ball of curl to the right, and because we adjusted into overpower and down into a lower point, I am going to go with a little bit of overpower. So perfect away, we are going to land right where we want to, and we want to try and get a good bounce and gain as much distance as possible here. Obviously if you don't have 6 bars topspin, you're going to be further away on your second shot. It's going to be with the thorn most likely, and as you can see here, I am working out my distance of club, and we are going to be between mid and max distance here on average with 6 bars of topspin. If you don't get the roll on the drive, you'll probably be closer to max distance of your short iron. So that's why I say work out your club distance, because it will vary depending on the wind and also what roll and topspin you get on your drive. So we're going to go with 4 bars of backspin, and I want to be bouncing on the fringe. Aim at the pin, but make sure you do not leave the ball guide short, because of the headwind that we've got here. It will compress the ball guide. Here I am playing in between medium and maximum distance with a 10% elevation. And then of course we want to try and hit perfect. We're right on 0, but we do get it away on time. And the backspin grabs it very nicely, and it drops right before the pin for a lovely eagle. Once again, don't be worried that I'm using extra mile 9. I actually use 4.5 top spin in the end, 1 right spin, and I'm pulling back to mimic the start point of an extra mile level 6. So again, you don't have to have extra mile 9 here, showing you a lovely albatross with a low level club. Again, if you've got big boy drivers, power 5 balls, you can blast this to green, but I want to cater for some people that may not have all those maxed out clubs. Max plus 10 is the adjustment, not going to push up. I'm going to go full overpower, slow needle, and outer wall curl to the right. Slow needle making it easier to hit perfect, and the curl just giving us a little bit nearer to the green, avoiding the rough. And we're driving this one to around 400 yards, I believe. Second shot playing with the Grizzly. You'll see on screen my adjustments. TC plus 5 means true club distance. So I find minimum line, then I'm pushing up rings. In the end, I'll just push up over 10 rings. So I know from experience that is going to be around 25% of my club range. You can find the max line as well if you want to try and judge it in that fashion. Going 1 bar of backspin because we have tailwind, leaving the ball guide 1 green square short of the pin. So this one is played in between min and mid distance. That's 25% on the slider, 5% elevation here. Again, you don't need to have a Grizzly 9. Lower level Grizzly will work. It's nice to have the ball guide though. If you're playing with a different long iron, got to leave your ball guide short to compensate for the lower stats on your club level. But it drops very nicely for an albatross. Now onto this par 4. We do have tailwind here. You can blast it if you have strong tailwind in expert, but here in pro, then I'm actually going to lay up with half a bar of topspin, 2 bars side spin to the right. Stretching out a little bit, playing with the rock for the accuracy. Obviously, if you don't have rock level 8, you would have to go with a driver with distance. But this is a very narrow fairway, so we do want to go with a club with accuracy if we can. Max plus 10, the adjustment here. And as I was stretching out to find my position, I push those rings back up. Slightly running out of time, so in my hurry, I do hit a minor great right. But the good thing with the rock is that I can hit a minor great left, great right, still going to be fine. And we just want to approach the top part of this fairway. Second shot from here going to be played with a long iron, and I would suggest the Grizzly or the B52 for the ball guide and accuracy. Going to go true club distance here, 15% elevation. And we're going to go with approximately 3 bars backspin. Leave that ball guide a little bit short of pin because we do have tailwind. In crosswind, I will be playing with a lot more elevation because we are bouncing over the stream. So in crosswind, I will consider 25-30% elevation on this one. But same approach, set up, aim at the pin, and then go with more elevation to account for the second bounce wind effect. Mid-distance plus 15 is what I go with here, but very, very close. Really good speed though, and there is a decent chance of a drop here. But like I said, you've got to get a good accurate drive, and this hole is difficult, especially if you do have headwind angle, just burning the edge. And on to the par 3 from Meadow Castle here, playing with a sniper from second tee. It's all about finding a good bounce point here, because there are a couple of moments there nearer the rough, nearer the tee, that give you a slightly inconsistent bounce. So find a decent spot. Depending on the wind angle, you're going to go between 4.5 and 5.5 bars of backspin. And here I'm just tweaking to compensate for the wind push. 1 bar side spin to the right, ball guide to the hole. Playing with a navigator, obviously in expert with higher winds, you may want to go with Kingmaker instead. In the video here, I go 1 to 1, so 5.9 wind. I just 5.9 rings. Let's see how this one comes in. We end up just missing this one. Nice bounce, nice speed. Just needed a little bit more, so maybe another 0.2 in this wind angle, but a very good chance for a hole in one. Tighten ball is needed, obviously, on these par 5s. So we're going to be playing with some topspin here and bouncing over to the fairway on the left-hand side. Using the Apocalypse level 4, but obviously extra mile 7, extra mile 6, always going to be fine as well. Obviously, if it's tailwind, you might want to choose the rock as well for the accuracy. Well, you may need to push up in tailwind, but we see here, I'm just adding spin and just stretching out to find that second bounce nicely over the rough. The adjustment here is going to be max distance, 10% elevation. Max distance, 10%. In tailwind and crosswind, this shot is the way I will be going because it does set up a very good opportunity for albatross with the sniper. If we do have headwind, overpower is required to get over there. If you don't fancy going with that, then you can play a max curl shot over on the right hand side and attempt a rough bump beyond the bunker near the green, or just play safe. Second shot, stretching out, finding max line, finding min line, working out club distance. Following a good drive with the adjustment I've suggested, you are going to be around medium distance. Applying backspin, getting the ball guide going to the hole, maybe just slightly short if you have stronger tailwind. And the adjustment I'm going with here is medium distance, 10% elevation. With a power 3 ball, that is equivalent to 1-on-1. If you do have crosswind, I would suggest playing with more elevation, probably around 20%, because you will have more of a secondary bounce wind effect to deal with, so just bear that one in mind. Perfect ball, and if we do have pretty much straight tailwind, this is an excellent chance for a drop, and we get an albatross directly at the pin. Thank you so much for watching this 6th anniversary video here on the channel. If you're playing expert, join us on Thursday and Saturday mornings respectively for tournament wind condition qualifying and final round. There will be loads of drops there to help get you started so you can build a great score in this tournament. Finally, join us on Facebook as well, totally free to do so. BK Golf Clash Facebook group, over 11,000 members there, shot sharing, free guides and discussion points as well. Good luck everybody, see you soon, bye for now.